Mice and rats threatened a Norwegian family's winter food. Yet one defense was a staircase that stopped too soon.
But the gap was only half the trick. What guarded the room? And why add a lock?
The answer started weeks earlier. Meat was salted, smoked or dried. Grain dried and milled. Milk turned to butter and cheese. Flatbread baked to last.
By the time food crossed the farmyard, decay had already been slowed. The storehouse created no cold. It guarded months of work. And that is what the missing step was for.
So calling a stabbur a primitive refrigerator misses the clever part. If cold was not the defense, what exactly was the building breaking?
Start with the smallest intruder. A mouse needed only one continuous climb. Ground to support, support to wall, wall to threshold. Ordinary timber could become a ladder.
Many raised stabbur interrupted that climb. Short posts or stones lifted the floor, while broad projecting plates or slabs created an overhang a rodent struggled to negotiate.
That explains the mushroom-like supports. But the door still needed a human staircase, and every staircase threatened to rebuild the root. The top step could stop short of the threshold. A person crossed the gap in one stride. A rodent following the wood could not continue into the doorway. The gap was not magic or universal. It repeated one principle: never offer an unbroken path. Yet mice were not the only intruders. Why protect the same door with a solid lock if the clever architecture already worked? Because a winter reserve was wealth. Grain, flour, cheese, butter, bread and cured meat represented months of labor. Raised barriers discouraged animals, strong locks discouraged people. Inside, grain and flour sat in bins or chests, while butter and cheese stayed in their own containers. Separation kept the reserve organized and protected.
So the lock and the gap were not two ideas. Both refused the same thing, an easy, unbroken way in.
Museum storehouses varied, meat vats below and flour above in one, bread equipment below and clothing above in another. No floor plan or contents represented all Norway. And here is the trap for modern viewers. The storehouse tradition is old, but was the familiar raised mouse-resistant silhouette really Viking?
Buildings called bur appear in early Norwegian legal traditions, but the iconic raised form became common from the 1700s onward.
A medieval name does not make every shape a Viking invention. The evidence points to continuity and later refinement, not one frozen design. By autumn, a year's work could converge here. Dairy, baking, milling, salting and drying, then one last carry across the gap.
Stabbur declined when home threshing ended and freezing changed storage. The building became less necessary.
The answer was never one magic box. It was layered defense. Change the food, contain it, then break every path toward it. Across the farmyard, another structure met a different enemy with a different trick. Heavy turf protected a rain-shedding layer hidden underneath.